Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Look what we have here. Harshette has brought out for a full run the Batmobile Tumbler, and I am absolutely delighted about this. I'm a massive DC fan, and to see this now fully into a full run is absolutely fantastic. We're going to be diving into issue 1 very shortly, but what we're also going to be doing is comparing some other bits and bobs to see if anything's changed from the trial one, which I do actually have here. So this was the trial version, and then they bring it out as a full run, so we get to do it all over again, which is fantastic. Now my camera won't get that far up, so I'll try my very best here, but as you can see, it's a 1 scale build the spectacular Batmobile Tumbler from the Dark Knight trilogy. I hate opening these blister packs, but I'm hopeful that the shop has still got a few extra issue ones available, because I do keep all the issue ones as like a collector's thing. And then we've got issue 1 only $1.99, and it's from partworks.com/Batmobile. We turn it over to one side. We can see that this is what it's going to be, 1/8 scale. We've got turbine engine with sound effects, rear tyres with deep tread. The Batmobile build the legendary Batmobile Tumbler from the Dark Knight trilogy with lights, motion and sounds. And there's a bit of a unique thing going on here, because if you look at the Titanic, that says build the legendary Titanic, the ship, the legend. So they've got this thing about a legend going on at the moment. It's going to be a 1/8 scale. The specs are going to be approximately 56 times 35 times 19 centimeters scale, 1/8 scale, and materials range from die-cast parts with plastic for finer details. Now the model is complete in 120 issues. However, we do know that sometimes it does get extended, so don't ponder on that, because I would say ponder on that, because we don't know if it, something else could be extended at this time, but currently it is for 120 issues. It's going to be movable rear flaps, remote controlled rear air falls, high performance racing seats and LED lights. If you want to subscribe to this, you do get a range of free gifts. We'll be diving into that shortly. And this is the Partworks.com/Batmobile. Issue 2 is coming up in 2 weeks' time at 2 weeks time, at $6.99. The usual price for this is £10.99, and it is going to be fortnightly up till issue 10. So as you can see, it will be published weekly from issue 10, but until then it's going to be fortnightly. So all that's left to do is to dive into this wonderful pack. We'll take a look at the parts. We'll be doing issue 1 as well today, providing we've got enough time. So let's get into that and put that over to one side. Let's take a look at the magazines. The presentation of this, apologies about my wire there. The presentation of this is really nice. It's lovely in this lovely cellophane wrap, and as you can see, these are some of the free gifts that you get. If you're a subscriber, you will get yourself a free issue with your first delivery, a free mug with your 5th delivery, a keyring with your 2nd delivery, a free binder with your 3rd delivery, and a free Batmobile Tumbler diecast with your 7th delivery. Currently at the moment, I have no plans to do this as a file. I already have Eddie Stobart, Titanic, Doll's House, and the Dodge running on a file, so I just have to hope and pray that each week that it's going to be there. If not, then we'll get Bazza on, and Bazza will help us out. Bazza is a friend of mine that helps get the parts for me from his newsagent, and yeah, so let's get into here. It is such a joy to see this go into a full launch, which is really, really lovely. And it was out of doing this or the Stingray from Agora, and I thought, do you know what, I think there's better, that I think we're still lingering to see if Robocop is going to come out, so I went with this instead of the Stingray with Agora. So that's issue 1. We'll get to that in a few minutes time, but this is lovely. This really brings out the quality here. If that was on the shelf, as I said, it would grab my attention straight away. 1/8 scale, lovely presentation there. As you can see, we get a pull-out poster thing, which looks really, really cool. As you can see, easy to build, as you can see, like that. And then obviously on the back here, just sort of goes into the same thing again. What I love about Harshette is the fact that you get a story with each part of the magazine. So if we go to the magazine here, you can see that if we go into issue 1, we've got some lovely bits and bobs, which we'll get into in a couple of minutes time. And as you can see, it's got the technical specification there, but what I love is the story part at the back. Sometimes you get the instructions at the front or at the back, but it's just the story. I love, love, love reading, and I will enjoy this very much. Feels very weird coming back to this issue, because we've done it on a lot of Partwork builders, done it on the trial, and to see this again is really, really cool. We'll see if anything's changed a bit down the line, but as you can see, lots of detailing. Then coming up around about the 12th of January, we should have the first front wheel, which is really, really good. I plan to bring this to the channel on a Saturday, which will replace the short videos, because I chucked that in just for something for a Saturday. And yeah, they will be replacing it on a Saturday. It will be fortnightly though, so every other Saturday you will get a short instead. Then in here, if you want to get it from your newsagents, you just have to fill this out every week at your newsagents. Ignore that, it's not every week at the moment until issue 10. Remember, it's from issue 10 that it goes weekly. It's not weekly at the moment, it's fortnightly. So when you do this, remember it's only from issue 10. Normally they won't start you until it gets to issue 5 anyway, but as you can see, every week starting with, you're probably best to put issue 10 there, as you can see, and then it just goes into that. If you're a subscriber, you will get yourself a free issue. And basically, for people that can't use the internet, you can fill in this mandate. It's the same call centre for Byline, and lots of the other publishers, D'Agostini and stuff like that. I think D'Agostini have a different call centre, but this company in Ringwood, Comdata, they deal with Byline, RBA, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, a lot of the gifts are still enough the same, so that's just a mandate if you want to join, and only for £1.50 extra per issue, you do get yourself a lovely display case, which looks absolutely massive. It looks probably square, same sort of circumference maybe as the Spitfire there, and it just says pay £12.49 per issue and receive 2 issues a month until issue 6. So you will get 2 issues a month up until issue 6, and then it'll be 4 issues until issue 10, and then obviously finally 6 issues every 6 weeks there. So that's that. So I think without further ado, we need to get into the parts. So these are the parts itself. Absolutely over the moon with this. So we'll get into this, and a lot of it is fell out, which is good. Satisfaction of getting rid of this lovely clamshell is going to be great. So look at that, absolutely brilliant. So these are the parts that we've got. We're going to take all this out like so. They all look exactly the same. We've got all sorts of ones in here. Interesting, they've done an Eagle Moss technique here, where they've put the actual name of the screw inside the pack, so it's not stickered on, which is great. I don't believe we had tape before, so that's interesting. So yeah, these look like they've been changed, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. And then obviously get ourselves a screwdriver and some other bits and bobs. This is the nameplate, so if we take a moment to look at the trial one, you can see something has changed here, I think. Because on the back, as you can see, it's a totally different, well, I'd say different colour, but as you can see, that's the difference there. Near enough the same, I should imagine, but you can tell the writing's a little bit different. So it looks a bit more bigger. So that's the trial one. This is the new one. So that's really good. So that's for, obviously, once the build is complete, we'll put that onto there like so. And then obviously we've got loads of bits and bobs in here. I do apologise if I'm rushing. I've got an appointment that I need to get to at 2 o'clock. So, and also because I'm excited to get into this. But yeah, so okay. So these are our bits and bobs. Let's take a look and see what we've got to do in the first stage. So the first stage, I think for most of us, we know how this is going to pan out because we've done it previously. But basically, we're going to get these little parts here. We've got a little contraption part here, which is going to slot into there. And that's going to push into there like that. And we'll do exactly the same. Oops, my camera's on the wonk. There we go. And we'll do exactly the same on this one as well. So that's 2 of them. Once we've done that, we're then going to basically attach them inside the front of this section here. And basically it's going to feed into 2 pegs. So you've got 2 pegs here, and as you can see inside here, you should have 2 pegs, I should imagine. Although there doesn't, right, yeah, hang on a minute. The bits we need are these little bits here, because what happens is this goes up the back here, so it'll go something like that, and then what will happen is you will press, these are very fiddly, they keep popping off as well, so you may want to use a bit of glue, in the trial they did keep popping off, but you basically anchor it in and it sandwiches it like that. So that gets in. As I said, it may pop off, but we'll make that judgment when we get to that. And that part then goes down here. Same scenario again. Put that like that. And then we're just going to do... So the next issue I should have around the 12th, because obviously I do it from the newsagents. So that's that part in. That's gone in a lot better. The other ones sort of slipped a bit. And as you can see, if we look a bit further on the trial one here, you can see that they get held in by this little plate here attached to the side of that. So it sort of grips it for you. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves the part 1M and the CM screws. So we're going to get part 1M, which is this part here. We also need ourselves our CM screws. So let's turn that upside down, and what's going to happen is, this is basically, as you can see, the two holes are here. It's going to face like that, and basically try and, you can see here, there's got like little grooves there. That's basically where it's going to sit into. So, as I said, it is quite fiddly because it does dislodge it, so we have to be a little bit careful here, but see what we can do there. Okay, I think that's probably in. So on this one, it's a little bit dislodged on this side, so let's just see where we're going here. In the trial run, I hated this bit. It was so fiddly. But we'll see if we can get that in. If it doesn't look right, then I'll always go out again. I just want to double check. Yeah, that looks right to me. Just gonna give it an aerial inspection. That looks, as you can see, they're on the posts, so it should be pretty good to go. We'll screw that down there. The screws are going in really well. This feels, you know, fresh new year, new builds, and yeah, great start to kick this off. I still miss the Hogwarts Express. I really am gutted about that. But you know, we've got the Tumbler now, so that's good. I'm so pleased they didn't do the Batmobile, was it? The one that Egamos nearly did before they went for this up. So yeah, screw that one in down there as well. Oh, right, hang on a minute. See what's happened here. So this is dislodged slightly, so we might have to... Okay, what's happened here? Okay, something's dislodged that. So let's loosen that off. You can see it's slightly dislodged it, so... Whoa! That's okay. I'll tell you what that part is. That is just because this has come out that track. That part is something to... That's that little clip thing that we pushed in, but we may be able to just manoeuvre it slightly into position as best we can. It's not the easiest of parts, this part, and it's one that I really don't like very much. But what we might be able to do is just manoeuvre that in, because as you can see, it slides and slips all over the place. So if it's not all the way down or in, right, we're gonna have to take this off. Because as you can see, it just slides off. So the bit that flew off on us is the bit that clips into that part there. But I hated this on the first time. As long as it's there, and then we can secure that in, because the idea is that goes there, and then this is supposed to hold it into position, but it doesn't really hold it very well. I don't really want to put some glue on it. First one went on it fine, but this one is giving us a bit of a pain. is where it tests my patience. Just doesn't sit there. It's supposed to like sit into position. Why don't you sit? Sit. There we go. There we go. I think we've got a winner chicken dinner there, guys. Then if we just get that screw, it's going to dislodge again in it. Little git. Don't know why it's being such a pain. Where did that thing flew off from? God, that's going to be like a needle in a haystack trying to find that. That. You always get a bit that has to try and wind you up a bit. Could be here a while, guys. It's this bit here that's being a pain, and it's the bit that basically, let's try connecting it up and again, see if it will hold it into place. But the idea is this is supposed to clip it and hold it in while we, while we do it. But for some apparent reason, it's given us a bit of a time trying to get this in. So the idea is as you can see, it holds it in. But then as soon as we get to that plate, that's where it sort of like tries to dislodge. I'm going to go for it. If it comes off again, it comes off again. I think the previous time round I glued it in because I got so fed up with it. Once we get over this little hurdle, it'll be fine, but that's right. Hopefully that stays there. Get the other screw in. Job done. See, why couldn't I do that the first time round? But that's how it looks. So you got one that side and then obviously one that side. And I just fear that it's going to come off again. But next what we're going to do is we're going to then put these in. Now these are clipped in with little pins either side. So they go a specific way. So I think that one's that side. So this one goes into that side there. Don't think there's any... I always get the impression that there's stickers or something on there, but this should just clip into place. As you can see, that clipped in absolutely beautiful. And we'll do exactly the same on this side as well. That one, yep. That clipped in really nice. I believe on the trial run it was giving us a bit of a jip trying to put that in, but that's that side and that's that side. I'm just going to have another look here. So as you can see, something's changed here. So we've got much more darker windows. In the trial run we actually had transparent windows. As you can see, it's a little bit see-through there, whereas in this run it's much more darker. So that's something that has changed there, which is really good. Okay, so once we've done that, the next step is we've got to apply some stickers, which are these parts. Again, if we look at the trial run, it doesn't recall, it don't seem like we had stickers on that. So that's really good. So I love comparing it. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to then put these sticker things on. So these, we've got one here, which goes up here. Just make sure that you don't cover that hole. We've got another one just here. I think you've got two spare as well, so got another one just here. Whoops, let's take that one off. That came off slightly, so I'll use a fresh one. So as you can see, I think the much more darker windows really makes it more sexy. I really like that. Yeah, there we go. Move that there, lovely. And what's going to happen is we just need to take that double-sided tape off. If we can. As you can see, there's a bit of double-sided tape there. I haven't got no nails, but that's one, lovely. And then we'll just take the other one off. Oh, felt so good. I love doing that part. And then what's going to happen is we're going to get our window. I think that's just to like hold it in while we put the window pane in. So again, if we look here, it's much more darker compared to the transparent version here. And so that's just going to go down there and basically hold it in while we put that in. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Look at the difference. See what the difference is between a trial and then you've got the transparent version. So that's really cool. So that's going into there. And then last but not least, all we need to do on this section is to then put the pegs in. But what they're saying on here is that we have to put some sticky tape onto here as well. So yeah, this one got a bit mucked up, but it doesn't really matter too much. But I think the idea is so that it helps it stick to the thing here. And then that goes into there with 2 pins, as you can see on here, 2 pins. Whoops. Let's try down here first. Try that one. They actually went in a lot better, and the idea is the tape sticks it to the window, which is lovely. Okay, and then we put this one onto here. Lovely. And then we take this one up here. Now, I've done some trials in my time on builds, but I think this is the first one I've seen major changes on. Sometimes they don't always make changes. So, yeah. These went in a lot more perfect than them ones. That's beautiful. We've got a little bit of the tape there, so actually, cocktail stick. Where's the cocktail stick? All that is, that's not glue, that's just a bit of the tape that's got stuck. But what we can do is try and push that behind there, lovely. And then all we need to do next is to come over this side, and these things go over the top, so they act like that. If I remember rightly, I think that one goes down there somewhere. Yeah, so these go into here. We've got little pins in there. These are going in so much better than the trial version. That's fantastic. And that clips in there. It's much more darker as well. I love it. And then that one goes into here like that. A minute. It's this bottom one that sometimes can catch a bit. There we go. Okay, so that's that one. And then all we now need to do is to then, once we've done that, we then have to put these little parts here on, which are the pistons. And that's going to go, I believe it goes something like, yeah, so the black part goes into this top part. We've got pins on there as well, so the black part goes into there. So one into there, whoops. And the other one, the gold part, goes into that hole down there. That's where you might need tweezers. Oh, actually, it looks as if it goes... Does it go into that one? Yeah, it looks like it goes into that one, so it's my error there. There we go, so it sits like that into this hole. So it actually goes into that hole there. And then we just get the other one in. goes in. Whoops. Getting all fingerprints on this. That one just sits onto there like that. Lovely. What a lovely, lovely issue. So as you can see, guys, that is it now. So what can I say about this? A lot of things have changed. Well, not too much. I mean, got the same sort of design. The only really thing I've noticed that has changed is the transparency of the windows here. So obviously, as you can see, this is much more transparent. You can see through it, whereas this one is a lot more darker. And as you can see, it's a much more darker look. So it's really, really good, and it's a great way to tell the trial phase away from the full run. But that has been issue 1 of Build the Tumbler, which is absolutely fantastic. I don't know what I'll do for the trial. I'll probably just keep this as like a memento of the trial, but it's been really, really lovely to work on. That has been issue 1. Coming up next time in issue 2, as you can see, we will be doing the first of the front wheel, which will be a nice, quick, easy issue. If you want to get this for yourself, it's partworks.com/Batmobile, and you can subscribe to this, or you can get it through your local newsagent. But please remember to like, share, subscribe. I'm absolutely so delighted to see this build come out as a full one. And I will see you round about the 12th of January for the next issue, because this is fortnightly. And as I said, remember, if you want to do it through the newsagent, it's not weekly until we get to issue 10. So it's probably best you put issue 10 there. As you can see on here, just to double confirm here, it is not weekly until issue 10. So just bear that in mind. But yeah, that's been Tumbler. Hope you like that. Take care. Have a good evening. I'll see you again soon. Bye.